Well, our next guest says that we should have gone over the fiscal cliff to force Congress to cut spending. Star Parker is president of CURE, Center for Urban Renewal and Education. Star, so what would have happened, though, to the markets, to the economy if we'd gone over that cliff? It would have been, frankly, a big mess today. You still say we should have done it. Why?
I do, because it would have been a mess today, but it would not be a mess in 6 months. And what we should be most concerned about right now is the deficit, the debt, and entitlement reform. So what we've seen happen is a postponement of the inevitable, a discussion that we needed to have today. I believe that if Americans felt the real pinch of what this government that they insist they want cost, all Americans, not just a few, then perhaps we could get serious about the real questions that we need to have answers to.
Star, one of the things that we have done continuously to fund our thirst for more debt in this country is we've been borrowing from the Chinese, and you say that gravy train's going to end.
Well, not only that gravy train, let's look at the entitlements. Let's look at Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid in itself. We're collapsing internally. It's not just about borrowing money. It's about collapsing internally because we spend too much. We've got to take seriously the scope and the size of government. Not just the size, but the scope of government. And people don't know what that means when they can pass their bills on to the wealthy in this country.
You know, one of the things that you're so well known for, I mean, you yourself were on welfare. I mean, I watched you argue with Oprah about the issue of welfare, Star. I mean, good for you. But at the same time, overall, the economy is not working. And many say that Medicare needs to, not Medicare, the welfare system needs to be addressed. That's probably one of the most unpopular political things that you could say right now.
Well, but that's the problem. No, we need to say it. This is the problem. What we're looking at the Democrats doing next is turning Social Security and Medicare into welfare programs. Anytime you hear about these means tests, we can look into every and any inner city in this country and see where we're going as a country. We don't have to go abroad. We don't have to go to Europe. We can look at what happens when Democrats control blue cities and blue states. So in order to avert that, we should have gone over the fiscal cliff.
We're sitting at $16.4 trillion. This debt ceiling debate is going to be hitting Washington. It's going to be hitting all of us, your television screens everywhere, Star. What is the first thing that you would cut if you were in Congress right now?
I probably would have looked at absolutely every budget, and 20% can come off the top. I mean, families do this all the time, because my biggest concern was not whether the markets would rally. My biggest concern is that when you attack those that give their money away, then it hurts charities. And I'm looking out for the poor. You know, they want to say that this discussion is about the wealthy and the poor. Well, let's face it. It's the wealthy who help the poor. And when charities have to tighten their belts, it puts more pressure on government. So I think that a 20% across the board in every single agency, department, and come on, you talked earlier about the waste. There are things that we're spending money on that the American people don't even know we're spending money on. So let's just start there.
All right. Unemployment, before I let you go, unemployment benefits, that was extended for another year. Would you have discontinued the long-term unemployment benefits?
I would have let the whole thing fall and let everybody who then was affected come to Washington and talk themselves about how they were affected, as opposed to having these back deals that were cut to where Hollywood lobbyists and others were able to get their way, and the rest of us will suffer as a result, because money moves. Money is going to go make more of it. You're not going to be able to just tell people that we're going to go after 40% of your revenues and expect them to stay here. We're not going to be able to tell businesses that we're going to keep capping you on production and expect them to stay in this country. It's just, you know, yes, one of the biggest challenges is those that are on unemployment would have had hard decisions. Those that are looking at their taxes going up anyway because the payroll tax just went up too are going to have hard decisions. I think everybody should have had a hard decision today.
Star Parker, couldn't have said it any better at all. Thank you very much. Great to have you on the show.
You're welcome.
Money moves, but